Good morning, students. We begin with the fresh chapter from the main leader. Unit 8, Reach for the Top. In our lives, we look up to people who have achieved something very good. Like their achievements are so impressive that we want to become like them. Then is when the process of idealizing comes in. So if you consider them to be our idols, they must have done something unique in their life which has touched you also, and you also somewhere down the line want to walk on the same path and achieve the zenith as they had done. So in this particular chapter, you have examples of two people, though there are numerous live examples and those from whom we can learn a lot as to how do we deal with our difficulties and all, but because of limitation we have been given only two very striking information about two very striking personalities, one of scaling a mountain and the other one of achieving the best in the field of a game. Let's take up one by one the case studies of these people and see how did they achieve a big breakthrough despite of all the difficulties which they had faced in their life. So let's start with the first part, that is Santosh Yadav. Now don't confuse the name Santosh with the name of a boy. It is actually a girl. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. Now this lady had taken birth in a family where definitely the male gender was dominant over the females, and they preferred a male child to a female child, though they wouldn't be considering the females to be a curse, burden, but yes, not that kind of a happiness would be felt with the birth of when compared to birth of a boy, that to a girl. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man giving her his blessing assumed that she wanted a son. Now there was one holy man passing from the house, and he assumed that because she was pregnant, he thought that she must be wanting a son, so he was wanting to give her a blessing over there of having a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. But the grandmother did not want a son. She wanted a daughter. Now, this is a very different thing to expect from a grandmother or an old age person over there asking for a daughter in that kind of society. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons, a sister to 5 brothers. She was born in a small village of Juniavas of Rewari district in Haryana. People over there is patriarchal family. There are patriarchal families over there where the males dominate the society, and if a woman says that she wants a girl child, it would be a very different thing from the normal routine. So, despite of coming from that kind of an area, if the grandmother wished for a daughter because there were 5 sons already in the family, the girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. Contentment is a state of being happy. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living life on her own terms from the start. Now, this girl right from the beginning was different from the girls of the society. She was never ever happy with what she's got. She always aimed for more in a very positive way. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. So if she was a firm believer in this fact that if she is right in doing whatsoever she is doing, that she did not be worried about anything, because it is the others who are going to change in accordance to her righteousness rather than she changing in accordance to what was going on wrong right from the beginning. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by. Now, affluent over here means rich. They were quite rich, they were quite well off. They could have sent their children, even including Santosh, to the best schools in Delhi, which was not far away. Haryana is not so far away from Delhi. But did Santosh get a chance to go to New Delhi to pursue her education? Let's see. But in line with the prevailing custom in the family, Santosh had to make do with the local village school. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. So she did not go against her parents' will right from the beginning. She did make adjustments, and those adjustments did prove fruitful for her, because wherever she was right, she had put her foot down, and this moment was about to arrive. And the right moment came when she turned 16. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. 16, hardly like 10th standard, and they were told to get married. Now here comes the right moment in Santosh's life when she has to communicate with her parents, saying that I am not going to do what the others are doing. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not go get a proper education. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. So then is when she put her foot down and she said that if you don't give me proper education, in my whole life I won't get married. And she had something a plus point, being the only daughter in the family. People used to listen to her. So when her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. So she, like when the parents said that we are not going to pay for your education, so she had a plan of action, plan B over there ready, saying that I am going to fund my own education by doing a job, a part-time job. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. And this is called blackmailing, which you people also are very good at. That she blackmailed her parents over there, like if you don't give me the money for my education, I can do a part-time job and earn for it. So they agreed to pay for her education. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education, Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. So from Delhi, she went away to Jaipur after completing her 12th. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. So she used to stay in the hostel over there and study. She was pursuing her degree. Santosh remembers Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. Now if you know your maps well, Aravalli Hills are close to Rajasthan. So from her hostel's window she could see the hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. So she would every day see the sight of the villagers climbing onto the hill and then just vanishing from there. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take the climbing. So when she reached over there to confirm what was happening, she saw the mountaineers. They used to go for the practices over there of climbing the mountain. So she got inquisitive. Can I join you? And then to her surprise came an answer, affirmative answer, which they said yes to. And then they told her that she could also motivated her that she could also climb the mountain. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May. Now, college's semester was coming to an end in the month of April. Obviously, after the semester ends, you're expected to return home. But this girl did not go back to home. Rather, without telling her parents, she enrolled herself in Uttarakashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, and she had to leave as soon as the semester came in and came to an end over here. She had to leave for that particular place. And I was supposed to be in Uttarakashi on the 21st. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training. I had to write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarakashi. She knew that without her father's support, she wouldn't have gone so far ahead in pursuing her education. Her father was a very understanding man who knew that she had an urge for education, and he was supporting her. So she apologized for not telling him and enrolling her name in the institute over there. Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. It is said that people are natural climbers. It is said. Certain people, when they try to, they can't climb. And certain people have the innate ability of climbing within themselves. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to the cold and the altitude. Not all can bear with the cold climatic conditions on the mountains, and the altitude sickness is one of the greatest challenges which you face as a mountaineer. So that was not a hindrance for her. Equipped with an iron will, that means she was so determined, so positive that she could do it, physical endurance and an amazing mental toughness, she proved herself repeatedly. So she had that endurance, that physical strength. Haryanvis truly have that physical endurance in them. They're tough people. She continuously proved herself that she could climb mountains easily. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after which she had shyly asked the Aravalli mountaineers if she could join them. Culmination means everything coming together over here. And what came in together, the effect of her hard work and the sincerity towards the climbing of the mountain. 4 years from then, when she had asked those mountaineers whether she could climb the mountain along with them, they came a success story immediately because of her sheer determination. At barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest, becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. Achieve the feat over here means, an act of great courage or skill. She climbed the Everest at the age of 20. Everest is a very difficult lesson, very difficult climb, very harsh climatic conditions, less oxygen. The weather conditions are so tough over there. Easily one can lose his life. If her climbing skills, physical fitness and mental strength impressed her senior, a concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the heart of the fellow climbers. So if you are self-centered, you would only think about yourself. Like, I should achieve this, I should be the first person to go on to the peak of the mountain. She was not like that. She was something different. She not only wanted it for herself, she wanted to help her fellow climbers also, and that was one striking feature of hers which made her different from the crowd and then made her the favorites of the fellow climbers also. So that's all for this particular lecture. I will be continuing the rest of the chapter in the next lecture. Thank you.